Are old people actually smarter like they say they are? Or are they manipulative motherfucking lying bastards? Let's find out. Well, it's real easy for me. Okay, so I'm a kid and I get awards from the president for what I do. And then they give me all these test scores. And the test scores say I'm in this thing called the 1 percentile, which means out of the whole world, I'm like 1 out of 100 of the smartest. You know, you take 100 people, I'm the fucking smartest person in that group. Every time. So I'm like a 4-year old or something. And I'm like, damn, this 80-year-old here is pretty fucking stupid. But I don't say that. You know why I don't say that? Because they're violent and abusive and manipulators. And they'll fucking bash your head in if you say something like that to them. Because that's all they fucking got. And they only got that when you are that big. Now they start getting a little, things start changing when you get a little bit bigger. But they start, and then again, some of them kind of, you know, they weird how some people get even bigger as they get even older. Yeah, I thought grandma was fucking big when you were fucking 2 days old. When you're an amoeba in the belly button, you thought that motherfucker was big. Wait till you get 10 and that motherfucker turns into the size of 3 fucking humans and shit. And you're like, damn, now that motherfucker's really big. So, age doesn't necessarily mean anything about size either, does it? Except for certain regularities. But basically, it means they're taking advantage of you. When someone says that, I noticed like they were trying to flip flop the script in something I was reading. They were like, oh, someone's using ageism, and they were assuming this was like a little kid being ageist because I guess they're old. And because they're older, they're wiser, like Biden and Trump and Reagan with his bullet in his head. They're wiser. But apparently they weren't wise enough to read the grammar that clearly stated that the person asking the question wasn't a young person because they're fucking lost in some delusion. Like, it was just, I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but it was clear by reading the grammar that the person posting was an old person making fun of old people, right? So, so the other old person comments with some ageist shit, trying to insult young people. This is pretty much what's happening, is old people fucking are trash and abusing everyone. They like, literally, okay, so this is why you have kids. If you're not an accident, your parents probably bred you into a cult that has been trying to colonize the world, and they breed to fucking create soldiers to colonize the world. As you can see, they have successfully done so, have they not? So, they're telling you it. If you just read it and you don't, if you read these books and you don't try to sugarcoat it, you know, pour some cotton candy on it or something, but it says slavery's okay. Well, they don't really mean that, do they? Well, does a mosquito think fucking sucking your blood is okay? It sure fucking does. It doesn't give a shit about you. You can candy coat it all you want and shit. As a mosquito sucking your blood. If it wrote a book, it'd probably be like, this is my fucking right. And God said I can suck your blood. Fucking, apparently the mosquito would be right and shit. Because if you're able to colonize the world, and fucking, I guess no one was able to stop you and shit. But anyway, so ageism is part of this. Does being old make you wise? What old people are trying to say when they say that is when you learn that people are trying to rape and kill you and groom you, that you're getting wise. Now, if someone just told me that when I was born, I would know that when I'm 1 year old. So why doesn't anyone tell you wise things? Are old people these people who have who know one or two things? You think there's a lot of humans out there who know one or two things and they're trying to keep it to themselves, like my precious, like the new world, like the Christian, Satanist, atheist world order race, they're keeping their precious symbols and cult secret society stuff to themselves because it's all they got. It's like, made precious. That's all Elon Musk has, apparently, is precious. He's got his lies. He's gonna take you to heaven and just keep giving his family all your money and you're gonna get to heaven and be a good slave while you're alive, and then one day you'll get to meet your family in heaven. And then they gotta change the word heaven to space after 6,000 years because people fucking catch on that there might be some lies going on there. But and then all of a sudden the fools follow them. But that's all their people got is money precious. They got their banks. Elon, where did his money supposedly come from? The banks. Making my precious money appear out of nowhere. And that's their my precious secret. Is it just they tap the computer and it exists? Where does Bitcoin come from? It comes from a computer. Oh my God. And who invents computers? Well, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Boy, there's no connection there between the people who make money and the people who make money, and how you can make more money and just appear out of nowhere and have no intel, and how you could there's no way there could be another link there, how you could be dumb as shit and have a lot of money either, huh? Fucking just obviously not. I mean, there's no my precious secret. So let's make up a fictitious example. Now, everyone in the world is going to think I'm talking about them when I say this. Not everyone. There's about 7 different personalities I've met. So, at least one of those personalities don't even watch YouTube. So 1 in 6 people who watch this video are probably going to be like, he's talking about me. Why is he talking about me like that? He's not supposed to talk about that. Now, if I don't know you, you'll have a mental problem. If I barely even know you, or don't know you at all, you got a real mental problem. This is not just directly about you. So I'm trying to make up a fictitious thing here, but this is maturity. This is what maturity is coming from. Apparently, the best I can grab from wising up and becoming mature is unlearning that wise people are grooming you. And grooming is generally a sex thing. So, yes, you have people around you grooming you to be a sex doll since you're a toddler, most likely. And you're not around very many people when you're a kid, so there's not many options who those people might be. But I guarantee you, even if they were doing it for a good thing, and I guarantee you, I never met a person who fucking said they had kids for a good reason. They're all accidents, unwanted mistakes. Fucking everyone I asked specifically, at least my parents were honest for once in their lives. Fucking, my dad talked once. He didn't talk a lot. Fucking, there's some weird shit going on with that. Because I only asked them important questions. And Generally, when people go silent on important questions, that means there's some real fucked up story there they don't want to talk about, which is generally the best answer I'm expecting to get it. At least you can extract answers from people who are unwilling to talk, because basically that right there is, your leverage toward, hey, is your best friend cheating on me? Does your best friend, or obviously you wouldn't want to do that. You'd want to be like, is your best friend by chance known for like cheating on all the people they're dating with? Are they emotionless with everyone they've ever met? If you get silence right there, it's the same thing as them saying yes. And I wouldn't expect them to say yes if they're any sort of good friend to begin with, but you would obviously say no, they're not like that at all, if they weren't that way, or if that person was manipulative. So let's get back to the story I'm going to try to make up and try not to base upon most people I've met, any real experience I've had. Let's say that there's someone out there dating someone, right? And then they have kids, and then so now they have a kid, right? And so the kid's stupid because it's a kid. It's stupid. It's not old. It's not balding. It doesn't look stupid. It doesn't say stupid things. It doesn't talk about stupid things. It doesn't talk about irrelevant things. It talks about things that are happening in the world. It's like, oh, back in my day, we used to have to walk 10 miles to school, and then we failed all of our school tests, so that was a waste, but we still did it every day. That way, I could become wise enough to, tell you how stupid you are, and you should go fucking clean my dishes for me and shit. So, there's a level of wiseness to, these games these motherfuckers can play mentally with everyone, and they're like, man, you gotta, probably half the people fucking have no one around them, because it's real hard to juggle those games with a lot of motherfuckers and shit once you wise up to the grooming going on around you and shit. Well, okay, so the little stupid thing who doesn't know anything except for everything relevant in the world that's going on, how to work on a modern car that's actually in production, how to work on a modern computer that's actually in production. He's just a stupid ass, not like those people who shit. There used to be these things called phones. Like, there was an actual phone, like this is a computer, and phones are for girls to yap on, and homos, obviously, too. Like, we got a lot of those in USA. We don't toss them off the fucking buildings and shit. We let them fuck women and have kids and run churches and shit. Fucking, they created the Church of God, and I'm pretty sure of that one. Fucking, they're the ones who legalized that fucking child mutilation shit. That's 10 steps past that. That's just like, that's waking up and breathing oxygen to them. Waking up and having their boyfriend's dick rubbing up against them and shit. Fucking. That's fucking, you gotta have your dog's dick. You got a three-way with your dog and your boyfriend before you fucking, I guarantee you that comes long before you're like, oh, let's start mutilating toddlers instead of just having sex with them. The three-way with you, Bill, and the dog, it's just not enough anymore. I think we should start mutilating toddlers. I guess that's what wisdom brings. That's why the Pope's old, right? And shit. That's why you gotta be 80. That's why you gotta be Biden to be president, or Trump. they're so smart and shit. They're wise and mature. They know what's going on. They kind of do. They just don't care. They're just fucking doing blow until they die and don't care about anything. Don't know anything. Don't waste a second of life learning anything. Fucking any of that dumb shit going on. Elon Musk fucking smart enough to hire his fucking mail order employees to do work for him. And Donald Trump, yeah, hey, that is kind of wise, ordering a mail order bride from Russia, from Ukraine, isn't it? He knows not to fuck. He's known his whole life not to touch American girls. At least maybe he's similar to me, and he has people in his life who are forcing him to date a specific lineage and shit. His children do look a little different than his family, but then again, his family is the bug-eyed blondes, and somehow the rat people and the bug-eyed people, it's not just the bug-eyed blondes. I've noticed when they come as other people, as other colors too, other than just the grays. You know, there's the gray rat people, and then the pinkish bug-eyed blondes. And they come as the other colors. I notice they often have the bug eyes. Not always, but it's enough to notice it, you know, like when you cut my brake lines and you're like, and then you cut my tire and you're talking to me about invading the Capitol in 12 hours. And, yeah, you know, sometimes these people make it real obvious and shit that, you know, they're the ones cutting my brake line because they're right there doing it in front of my face. So it's kind of hard to forget the exact faces of the races behind this shit, or what their minions look like. I'm not sure why they all have to look the same and shit, considering some of them do have slightly different tones. My best guess is they're an AI species. That's how they communicate when I interact with the AI and shit. Fucking, so that seems to have been what's opened the whole can of worms here, is start to interacting with the thing that is named AI and has people worshiping it as their creator, as the bots worshiping it as their creator. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the story. So apparently there's some strict coding here going on, and one of these things is children are being groomed by people around them when they're young. It might not be your parents. Your parents might have left to go have more children, because a lot of people are just trying to have lots of children, because they think they're the best thing on earth, because they think they're the best thing on earth. So that's apparently the only qualification to make you the best thing on earth, is to think you're the best thing on earth. You know, that makes sense. If you think you're the best thing on earth, obviously, then there's nothing going to stop that from happening. Nothing's going to change that. We can't convince someone they're not. You know, if you send someone to school for 12 years and they fucking fail, you can't convince them not to fail, right? So obviously, 12 years would have fucking changed it. 1 year, 1 week should have changed it, but it didn't. So anyways, you know, there's different reasons there. So there's a few personality traits involved in how humans work. They're pretty simple to understand and shit. And there's a lot of grooming processes going on. This is going to be the majority of your wisening up. When you get older and you get wise, that crackhead fucking bum you had sex with in the alley when you were drunk got you pregnant, and now you got an AIDS baby. You're wisening up. Well, you're not really becoming mature now, are you? What you're simply doing is learning something, but someone never told you. And I'm going to go out on a limb here that when these things happen, it's because the someone who never told you those things were the people doing those things. So let's get to an example I'm going to make up here, loosely based upon many people I know. I might even be involved in some of these situations, so this is going to hurt everyone's feeling. Well, not really. It's going to hurt like 1 in 6 people's feelings, and they're going to think this is like I'm ratting them out to their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their husbands, their wives. Some people are in the open, so we might as well reduce this. You know, I guess we should be enlarging the number when I remove a population from it, right? Some people are in the open these days. Maybe they always were. Maybe that's wising up that I was being lied to and shit, fucking by people involved in stuff like this, probably, fucking, but some people share their partners with you, so it's not gonna offend those people, but there are people, and you're going to know this. If you're actually involved in that, you're probably going to notice by the time you're 12 and stuff that your parents are having orgies with a bunch of people every weekend and stuff, unless they do it far away. And if your parents are on vacation every weekend and you can't figure out they're not on vacation, it might be something wrong with you. It's just not going to, yeah. Turning into Joe Biden's age ain't gonna fucking wise you up to that if you can't figure it out. But anyway, so let's try to make up some here. Let's say we have a female who's cheating. Just collects every man she can, has sex with every man. Let's say we have a female or a male. Let's try to keep it this way each time. Let's say we have a female or a man who's just trying to have sex with everything they can find, like dogs if there's no females around, or men around, men if there's no females around. And then, but let's say that they're trying to convince one person to stay around and clean their house or something like that, or they want that, they want one person to themselves and everyone else to themselves, everyone else on call. Something like that. Okay, so I've seen this enough to know this is happening, and this is an example of what maturing is going to be. It's not going to be anything about it. You're not going to get smarter when you get older. I know people who have learned more. I know people who literally work with the president. I know people run their own businesses, run schools and shit like that. So. But I know, not everyone's that way and shit. I can't just walk out the fucking door in Cracktown and fucking find that and shit, unless I look for the drug dealers and shit, and then I probably have found the fucking businessmen in this area. Fucking, the local crack store owners, little store owners, don't understand shit, so I wouldn't, obviously they're not the owners, they're just managers. They don't understand. They're trying to talk to me about politics, and I'm like, dude, we don't have to talk about this shit. I literally run for president and stuff. You're not making any sense. I'm done with that. It's fucking, but I got a shop there, so I gotta be polite. Fucking. Anyway, so, that's not the average thing, It's kind of like I've only met one person who was in Mensa when I was 33. I met them, and that's really weird. Technically, I've been around people in Mensa. I just didn't talk to them because I was in the classes. I just didn't actually meet anyone. And so, I don't think any of them ever, I noticed my whole life that other people that were get in the grades and stuff. I'm pretty sure they didn't talk either, and they didn't talk to me because they're like kind of like book science nerds, and I'm kind of like something else. So I would have had no reason to talk to them, but I'm pretty sure that's what we have in common. Why we ended up in these Mensa class type classes is we didn't talk, we did things. Unfortunately, I'm wasting my life doing this now. But then again, I don't give a shit about life. Fucking now, I know it's the total waste. There's a maturity thing that no one's ever going to teach you because they want you alive to fucking serve them and shit. Serve their fat ass cheeseburgers while they fucking drool all over themselves watching TV, fucking lick their feet. The fucking Jabba the Hutt needs Leia chained up and shit. Because he ain't getting no fucking... Is Jabba a he? That's probably a she, right? Because that's like... Star Wars is kind of like an American movie based in space to hide is about America and shit. Fucking, I think. Hide, it's about the war, the world. The Republic and the Empire. I mean, he's even made statements and shit, but hold up, I gotta get a drink. So, anyways, I mean, yeah, wising up isn't switching sides to the dark side when you get older, like everyone does. When they figure out the other side's lying to them and stuff, left to right. It's not wising up, but they'll tell you that because they need you in their cult. Gang members, cult members all generally have one thing in common. They need more gang members. That's why your religions tell people to breed. That's why the Nazis say breed the same exact same thing. They tell you to fucking read the Bible. It tells you they tell you to get a man or a woman right now. They don't say fucking find a woman with anything to offer. They don't say find them. Well, they say find. They do say find a man with money and it works 24/7. But when it comes to women, obviously they don't even expect women to be smart enough to find these websites. Nor do I think most of them care about learning. They definitely either didn't in the past or they were being enslaved and prevented from learning, because you could tell the old ones don't know anything fucking. So and they don't give a shit either. They're the ones glued to the fucking TV 24/7, or their fucking fantasy weirdo books about sex that they're too lazy to have and shit. When they had the chance to fucking be with a man who would fucking touch them and shit, they're too fucking lazy to do it. Fucking. So some people just like to watch it, apparently. Fucking. Anyways, all these maturity lessons, huh? Like, it's nothing you can't learn when you're 1 day old. Your parent, if it cared, could simply set you aside. Let's get back to the story. So you got a man or a woman who's like fucking everything they can find, every animal, every human, and they, whatever their method is. Let's go with lying. Let's say one of their methods is lying. They go around everyone they meet, they see a girl reading a book and they're like, oh, what book is that? I love reading books. They've never read a book at all. But here's a person and they've got to fuck it. So now they're a book expert and shit. And they'll be telling this person, oh yeah, just been a minute, back in school I read that a social studies novel, That was pretty good. It was about the Confederates and stuff. Yeah, here's my phone number. We should talk sometime. You can come over and we can watch some videos on social studies, on the Confederate social studies. If you listen to these people, like, we're not talking about avoiding this right now, right? I'm not trying to teach you how to avoid these people. You might learn that over the course here, but this isn't about that. I'm just giving you an example of how being groomed is not to be confused with fucking becoming wise or being wise. Being ungroomed is not to be confused with being wise, because that's like saying if I don't beat you in the head with a baseball bat like I did everyone else, like you're special and better. You have nothing. They got their heads fucking split open. They can't even breathe anymore. They're brain dead. Okay, so this isn't about learning just yet. And then that person, let's say they go and meet a guy who's watching. They go and see a guy. They see a guy walking down the street. What's he doing? They follow him in their car and stuff, and then they stop at the plant store, and then they go in the plant store, and because there's a guy in there, they gotta have sex. So they go in there, and then they're like, find a reason to talk to him. Like, oh, that's a nice outfit you got there. What plant? They look at the plants and see the name, and it's like perennial, and they're like, oh, what perennial are you buying today? And have a conversation, get the guy's phone number, get that in their book, and then now they're fucking the first girl on Mondays, and then they're fucking that guy on Tuesdays, and this goes on, and then they got the week filled. They got the weekly schedule filled eventually. And let's say a Thursday girl, they wants like something serious. Wants to be around someone 24/7. And so Thursday girl ends up coming over pretty much the whole week, and then they have to start leaving or kicking Thursday girl out, during 8 to 9 every night when Bill or Tammy, Bill comes over on Tuesday and Tammy comes over on Saturday. So, this goes on, and then Thursday is, they've been together. Everyone else might come or go, but Thursday's been there like 10 years, and now Thursday gets pregnant and stuff, and so like Thursday's pretty much been living there like a wife. You don't have to get papers. You don't have to have the homos at Elon Musk Church of Space to charge you a fee to live with someone and like them. But Thursday, Thursday might believe that that's a fact and stuff, that you must have. Thursday might be a real big member of that cult and stuff. Whether or not, this ain't the point. I'm just saying, people have been together for a while. Whether they were Thursday, married, whether Thursday was a cult member or not, fucking, or racial supremacy, maybe they have to, they're part of the Ku Klux Klan, and that requires you to go through verification, DNA checks in order to have a partner, especially if you're going to have a baby with it. There's probably different groups out there that have requirements. The government is one group there that wants to approve of your relations. which the government is the same thing as the religions and the Ku Klux Klan. So it's just like, like Elon Musk needs money for you take you to space, and so you elect him as president, you buy all his stuff, and then, but his people have been taking money to go to space from the churches, the synagogues. Well, they run the synagogues. I doubt they take money from themselves. It's about being God there, not being a slave. Your mosques, whatever other places take the money. But anyways, so some people need that, and you'll never get the answer from them about you'll never wise up about what they're up to unless you. I mean, it's really easy. They write it in their books. People want to avoid the fact that it's literally written. We will kill. We will rape, torture, kill, and then cook our enemies and feed them to our children. It's written right there in the Bible. But clearly there must be something else going on in the world why they act the way they do, right? It's definitely not because they're in the middle of New York streets hanging effigies of the people they're cooking and having their children hang effigies of the people they're cooking and killing. It's definitely, that menorah there isn't a sign of war and conquest. They're just, it couldn't be just sugarcoating it. Actually, it could be, because all I do know is people who are part of these cults, and they fucking don't give a shit. Fucking, they don't question it one bit. Fucking, maybe that's why they've never questioned it, because they fucking are part of it. Fucking. So that would explain why their dogs are jumping up and on people's laps and licking them and stuff. Ew. Trying to dry hump them and stuff. Ew. Oh my god, it's nasty. Fucking, I can't believe I have to know that. It's probably why animals only act the way the owners teach them. Fucking. Yeah. Oh shit. Hold up. I gotta erase that from my head for a second. Okay, so we're back here, and then Thursday is having a kid, and then whoever Thursday is having a kid with, however that is, Samantha or Sam or Bob, whatever the other person's name is, we didn't even clarify it, but it doesn't matter. And then so they have that kid, and then Thursday's like having the okay, so let's get into that. Thursday has learned over the years, I don't think, let's put a name on the other person, person of interest. How about that? Okay, person of interest. It's too long. Let's make up a name. Tomahawk. It'll be a guy, I guess. No, it can remain genderless with that name. Okay, so Tomahawk fucking is leaving like every day every day or every few days still to go fuck other people. And Thursday is like on to this. Thursday, in modern times, Thursday caught Tomahawk 8 years ago. One of Tomahawk's fucking gay lovers came over and was beating on the door and like screaming because that, because Tuesday wanted to have more sex with fucking Tomahawk. Tuesday wanted Tomahawk to be around all the time as well, but Tomahawk only wants Thursday to be around. Tomahawk can only have Thursday around all the time, because Thursday is when either of these people get together, they're not going to like each other because they're not supposed to know they even exist and stuff. They're not supposed to know any of that's going on. But Thursday is well aware things are happening. Thursday has seen the messages. Thursday has had people come knocking on the door and like kicking the door down to break into the house because they felt that it was just as much as their house as Thursday's, who had lived there for a few years now, and Tomahawk, who owns the place. And so, Thursday and Tuesday are fucking texting each other every now and then and stuff. Like, yeah, you came over and fucked me again today. And then Thursday's just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then Thursday's like slapping Tomahawk, and Tomahawk's just like, oh, I don't know, it probably wasn't me or something. Whatever. I don't know what you really say. I'd come out and I'd tell, if I have to do something like that, like, this is my personality. Like, if I have to be with someone else, then I don't even like you. Most likely, that's 99% chance and shit. And if we're together and I'm with someone else, it's because I'm scared you're one of these psychos, and I want away from you. But Thursday here might have the same thing. Thursday might have gotten trapped into a relationship here with Tomahawk. And not, for some reason, can't find a way out, or just doesn't want to take the time to find a way out. I know sometimes you tell people, I don't know necessarily, and I'm trying not to base it upon anyone who comes to mind, because lots of people come to mind, so I'm trying not to base it on things like people I knew. But I know, like, things can get scary. Like, I watched my dad try to get rid of someone, and he wasn't cheating on. As far as I knew, he didn't have time for females and shit. He was busy doing things with his life. And I think he had a Tuesday coming into his life, fucking, who wanted to be there all the time. And then he learned right away Tuesday was just a crackhead and wanted her gone. And then he lost everything. He just met the bitch. Well, just got closer to her. And then now everything he owns fucked up because the crackhead. Now that crackhead could be Tuesday. It could be Thursday, right? Let's say that crackhead's actually Thursday. Thursday's actually this violent psycho who's going to fuck up Tomahawk if Tomahawk doesn't want him. This is another example of things that you're not going to be told if you're a kid. But let me try to get back to that once we're almost done with this here. So, the personalities could be different for any of these people in the situation, so I'm trying to keep it to like a base one type thing. But, so they have this kid eventually, right? And Thursday wants to create an illusion in her mind that her life is perfect and she has Tomahawk to herself all the time. He's just on call and the greatest thing ever. And Tomahawk isn't going to tell anyone anything because that's the way he plays his cards. Or she. It's America. Let's say it's taking place in America these days. Probably both sexes, right? Probably he, she. Neither of these people, when they have their child, are going to teach their child to watch out for people who are doing what both of them are doing. Neither of them are going to teach their child this. And so, they're going to, most of the things that are going to get held over your head saying that you're a dumbass. Now, I don't even have to tell children this. I think children probably know right away. Old people are pretty fucking stupid, aren't they? It's real hard to see, Like, like Joe Biden is what? Is just another old person stumbling the fuck around. Donald Trump's just another old person saying a bunch of dumbass shit you don't want to hear. Fucking. That's what made Reagan. Everyone loved Reagan because he was like an old person who just said a couple words. You know, that's why people like the Queen, because she just sits there and waves, and they're like, oh, that's a good old person. Fucking, that's a good old person. They're doing absolutely nothing, and they're smiling and waving while they're doing it. You'll notice that, like you already noticed that by the time you're a teen, don't you? Like all the people you've met, like the good old people are the ones who are just sitting there and fucking rocking in the chair and saying absolutely nothing and shit. Might be one or two doing something fucking cool with you, you know, take you fishing, throw you in the lake or something like that. But you'll notice, like, eventually that if there was any good people, it was that silent person. But if you get wise, you might learn what passive aggression is, and you might start to question silent people too. So that's not something I learned with age. That's not wisdom. I had to go to classes to learn about that one, because that one's like the top shelf fucking deception liquor there. Fucking, that's a top shelf wisdom. It's not fucking wisdom. It's motherfucking manipulation and shit. Learning about being manipulated isn't wisdom. You were being manipulated in the fucking first place to deceive you, to be deceived, to fucking think a false reality existed, as Thursday and Tomahawk are doing to themselves and each other the whole fucking time. Although, like I said, it's possible Tomahawk had already seen millions of attacks, like from tons of people, and seen girls come up and knock on, and guys come up and knock on the door, and stray dogs fucking wandering around the house every now and then licking the doorknobs and stuff. Who knows? But you know, Tomahawk definitely knows that Thursday has been slapping him in the face, or she in the face, because he knows he's had to take her phone from that. I mean, she's been like reading the text out loud to Tomahawk, and so he knows. This is like years into it, fucking, it's still going on. Now they got a kid. Okay, so the kid, neither of them are going to tell the kid anything. They're not going to tell their kid anything about the delusion, because they're trying to live in the delusion. They're trying to create the delusion is real. And the last thing you can do is try to explain how it's a delusion if you're trying to create it for yourself. You know? Like, I can't be like, I'm going to turn into a spiky protein ball, and you know, instead of a human, and just gonna be like a metal ball with spikes, like a 10,000 pound metal ball. Now, if I go around occasionally being like, you know, I'm not really a metal ball, like, I'm not immersed in metal ball world. That just, maybe at that point in time, I'd probably just be doing it to insult you and make you look stupid. I mean, okay, so like I said, that's generally the times I thought that I've fucked around on people who I've kind of like. I mean, sometimes you tell people you're not together, and they're still like showing up, and you got to be like, sometimes you're not even with people, and they go psycho and shit. But still, me, I'm the type of person that breaks the delusion, because I don't live in the delusion and shit. to begin with. Like, I'm not creating the delusion. So there's those different personalities and there's different things. It's not like I don't think everyone's cheating on everyone like that. I do know, like, some 70-year-old people probably, you'd be disgusted by if you thought fucking we're having sex, robbing their families and stuff to pay for prostitutes. Well, they call him a boyfriend, and I call him a prostitute because it's obvious that no one's gonna date them. And they've got a whole family, right? They got a whole fucking family, and these are like fucking 70-year-olds. You would think like I'm too lazy to even fucking cheat on someone, fucking. So I don't know. I don't know everyone well enough, and I don't know anyone well enough I don't think is cheating on someone to confirm that they're not. So I do know someone who I suspect of that, and I know someone who I'm pretty sure like is being honest too. But they told me their partner originally was the one who was cheating on them and shit. So apparently that happens a lot. But hey, those people are different in the fact that they're open and honest about it, and they supposedly got over it and shit. Fucking, they weren't living in delusion land there. That's the difference between their children might have been raised with the same story that these things can happen. So there's a difference between being raised in delusion land and being intelligent and being wise and mature. Because most of that stuff that they're going to call wise and mature is just pieces of shit manipulating you. And that's not even really sick to cheat on people. It's just like, it's just fucking people. And I'm sure there's some good reasons for it, but there are some people out there who are doing it 24. So just like it's what they do. Like they have like they've been doing this their whole life. 10 people a week they're fucking, and all the while convincing a Thursday that they need to stay with them every day of the week and take care of the house while they're out doing something else. Fucking, even though they don't do much else. Fucking, I guess, yeah, some of them probably do a lot of shit. Lots of people, men especially, do things. Fucking, unless they're being controlled by a psychopath and shit. Fucking. Which is another thing that can happen there. See, when you have the kids, what can happen, pretty much what seems to be happening here that I can view is maturing and learning something that you're not taught, is because you're not being taught that because it's being done to you. It's got nothing to do with something you shouldn't know and something you should have known. It's got to do with tomahawks and Thursdays creating a delusional fantasy land for themselves. In the story, both Tomahawk and Thursday were creating their own separate fictional worlds to exist in. Neither of them existed at all. And they both weren't the same fucking story. And neither of them wanted the other story, the other delusional reality, to be any part of their delusional reality. But yet, so we would have in the household with a baby, we would now have 4 fucking separate realities. 3 delusional and 1 visual. So we have the visual reality, which people see as what should be and what is, and or what they think they see is going on. That's a better definition, I guess. And then we have Thursday has her delusional reality that this is gonna work out, but living the Barbie girl in the Barbie world, perfect church lifestyle or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what goes on. I know sometimes, actually, like there are different instances, and sometimes like these are like abuse victims. Maybe not always. But I do know that sometimes abuse is involved, like getting your head punched in repeatedly, as the child might learn soon here. Now, other things not related to these four fucking different realities that are going on in the same household at one time now, because the baby has its own reality. Fucking the baby's living in, they're twisting a reality around the baby, and the baby gets to see what's going on. And so the mixture of two twisted realities and the third reality, the visual reality, will create a just like this fucker's gonna be lost. See, they're not ignorant. They're not gonna wise up when they get older. What's happening is they're being fucking deluded. Their minds are being twisted and shit. And it's got nothing to do. It shouldn't be called wising up and maturing. That's got nothing to do with fucking learning that people around you are manipulative pieces of shit. Fucking and trying to deceive you, themselves, and everyone else around them. Fucking twist the world to their fucking cheeseburger holiday or so, whatever the fuck. Some people are after different things, but I don't think there's many things. There's probably a lot of people out there just trying to have sex with anything they can fucking find and shit, and that's fine. Put those whores with each other and shit. Put them in their own fucking countries too. Fucking create like the nations that are like free of them, and I bet you it would create an advanced nation like China. Fucking, you wouldn't create one of these third world American countries and shit. And no offense to the like Brazil, they got a good metal scene down there. Shit, fucking, I didn't mean that. I meant North America. Fucking, I meant USA. So So, moral of the story is, I could tell you this. I could tell you 100 different. I don't think there's 100 different things. I could tell you like 7 different outcomes, which are probably all the fucking possibilities you're ever going to face in this world, and you'd be educated right now. Or your parents could have told you that when you were born. But I bet your parents are probably involved in some of that shit. Fucking, so, I know the things that I didn't learn as a kid, I would ask my parents shit too. My dad wouldn't answer a lot of questions and shit. Fucking, he like didn't like to talk bad about other people. I think that's might have been what it was. So like if I was like asking something, like, which is kind of fucked up, you should probably tell your kid if there's some fucking evil fuckers in his life and shit, right? But maybe he felt guilty, but I kind of think like he just never talked bad about. Wow. They never talked bad about his people and stuff, like anyone around us. Unfortunately, he worked with like Epstein and shit like that, so maybe that had something to do with why I didn't talk. Fucking, but if you have kids, if you're allowed to have, you shouldn't be allowed to fucking have kids in civilized nations unless you're gonna fucking raise them properly too. But this world's so fictional that any of these people could have fucking built these buildings and fucking these societies. No fucking way in hell they could have. No fucking way. But be like those NASA rockets. They gotta blow up fucking stuff to make it look like they're going somewhere and shit. All that fucking money they're stealing to create an illusion and shit. Most likely, that's all they've ever done for thousands of years. You know, you're really a moron, fucking who's never wised up. If you live too long, thinking those people around you talking about flying reindeer and Santa Claus like NASA and the rest of their religious cults besides science. Yeah, you're definitely not wised up if you fucking think that shit's got any basis in reality. Then, my life is pretty limited. It's like I'm being separated from other races. So I'm like kind of an expert on one race and shit. So maybe my expertise only applies to one fucking group. But I do know they got definitely the minions and shit fucking who've been with him in different situations and shit. Could be the same people though. Fucking, I noticed that someone kind of looked similar-ish to me, but then again. Anyways, that's not the topic. The topic is that most of this shit is going to be just a deception. They're fucking defeating you on purpose. You're not wising up because of it. And they're not wise because they know it. In fact, the ones who know what they're hiding from you, they don't want you to wise up. They don't want you to mature. So when they say, if any of those people tell you to grow up after they've been manipulating you, what they mean is go to McDonald's and make them a hamburger because they are hungry and busy watching TV or something. Maybe, who knows, maybe some of the people I know who weren't talking were doing some of these same things, like, because they were never around. They'd go to work and they weren't always at work, but then again, their work was like going everywhere. But you never know. I'm pretty sure I can pick up on vibes from people. No one ever called my dad, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't fucking, going fucking a new girl every day of the week and shit. Unless they're business related, no one ever called him. And now he talked to females through his business, but he's pretty business oriented, fucking. So I don't think he would have even liked someone that, like, in his position. I know, aiming for that position, I'm not interested in people who work for me. But then again, people I've dated hire me for their jobs and shit to work with them. So I could see find someone on the same level. Maybe you did that, but I don't think so. But I see that in a lot of other people, fucking. And basically, I see this whole thing where maturing and wising up is simply learning the lies that other people are beating into you and shit. Like, they use physical force to beat this shit into you too. Like Tomahawk's baby. If Tomahawk's baby ever, like, started helping Thursday, like being like, hey mommy, I found out that dad's having sex with a bunch of women and stuff when he leaves the house and stuff, and I found these love letters and stuff they've been giving him, and then what Tomahawk will do is punch the child in the head, most likely, until it stops doing that. So that's where ignorance comes from. Ignorance comes from old people, yet again. It's not something you don't even need to learn it, but people are creating a delusional fucking reality and shit. It seems to be the majority of um, maturing and wising up. That is the only thing I never knew when I was a kid. Um, I didn't know how to play guitar. I still, I guess, haven't matured enough to play flute, but those are valuable things that you could actually spend your time doing and want to. There's other stuff. It's stuff you have to unlearn because people around you. Tomahawk might drug his child if they start fucking giving text messages. Let's say Tomahawk fucking gets on the computer and he's a computer whiz, and then he gets into fucking Tomahawk's email and gets all those messages and shit and doesn't let him know. And just occasionally gives some to his mom, between the other people they're having sex with. Fucking, well, he could end up saying that, or she could end up freaking out and like punching him for it, punching Tomahawk for it, and then being like, "How'd you find out about that?" And then she'd be like, "Well, dude, the kid gave it to me, or you just figure it out and shit." And then be like, "Well, we got to put you on some drugs or something." Apparently, that's illegal in this society too. It's always been legal to just bash your fucking child in the head. And before the drug thing, they would use like electroshock therapy and stuff on people. And they used to use medieval torture devices on people. I'm sure they did it on kids. This is one of these hush-hush things that you're mature when you learn about it. Oh, yeah, right. This is ignorance, dude. I'm trying to like think of something that goes on in this world that you like wise up and you mature over, that isn't just these pieces of shit manipulating you in the first place, who have no fucking right to even exist, yet alone be fucking having kids, yet alone be fucking telling people they're intelligent, more intelligent than them, and shit like that. Fucking, I mean, what type of third world, fourth world nation? I mean, there's no such thing as a third world nation with fucking heroin needles on the ground and fucking junkies everywhere and shit. Fucking passed out begging for money. That shit don't happen in fucking Mexico and shit. That's America only. They invented crackhead. Fucking, who knows if these delusions even exist? I see they got their religions in other nations. I know that, but I don't know so much what they, if their people go around fucking everything and creating delusional realities for their children and stuff. I guess obviously if you have like if you got more than one religion in your nation, someone's creating some delusion, because there can only be one true God. So other people are going to get killed for, they're going to be tortured after they die, and probably while they're still alive, for having the wrong delusion. So yeah, I'm sure delusion is a widespread human thing, and I just, for some reason, my mind just can't think of anything right now where maturity would be anything except for a low IQ piece of shit creating some delusional fictional world instead of a world of value that you have to unlearn. And that has nothing to do with intelligence. I'm not intelligent because I know there's no Easter Bunny. I'm not intelligent because I know there's no Santa Claus. I'm not intelligent because I know there's no Tooth Fairy. I'm not intelligent because I know there's probably not a Bigfoot. I'm not intelligent because I know that most of the time there's probably not UFOs. Well, there's plenty of UFOs, and they're fucking white spots in people's eyes and government fucking vehicles for the most part. Fucking, that's actually intelligence to learn that. That's the Aurora spy plane that everyone had seen. I had to, I had to magically have some documents pushed in my face to understand the Phoenix Lights were the Aurora spy plane. So yeah, that's actually intelligence. Because I magically fucking found some top secret documents and shit explaining to me what the Aurora spy plane is. Fucking, I never found those again and shit. That's not even intelligent. That's not intelligent. That's something that like forced my way, that magically gets forced my fucking way right before that happens and shit. That's weird as fuck too. That was one of those things long before I seen anything happening. That was forced my way. And I was just semi-interested in it. Sorry about it. And then as soon as everyone like freaked out over Aurora, the Phoenix Lights, I was like, oh, they're talking about the fucking Aurora spy plane. They're describing that thing exactly, pretty much like the blueprints do. And that's obviously, that's not being wise either to know that that's the government. That's the government manipulating people, but they don't know what the fuck that is. Like, they even have, like they came out with the drone thing. That's not wise to know that that's the government. You know, I shouldn't have to, because of my intelligence, I can hear their words and know that they're telling you it's them, right? Their grammatical choice confirms that, but they're delusional, lying pieces of shit is the reason why no one else knows. Their failure to learn English is definitely their fault, but they shouldn't have to know every single word in fucking grammar rules in order to simply be told something. Humans communicate all the time, and they don't know fucking the rules of grammar. So they know that, and that's why they talk that way. That's why they talk that way about their drones, because they know they're lying, manipulative pieces of shit, and they know they have to be, because they won't exist. They'll fucking be picking trash up off the street the rest of their life instead of working in the government. If they didn't create some fake delusional world where they were great because they're old people. That's a great example of old people abusing young people, is they don't even let young people in the government and stuff. You have to be like 40 to be president. That means you have to be brain dead. Those people have been dying. Their cells have been dying. Their cells stop regenerating for the most part 15 years ago. Your cells have to be done regenerating, decaying for 15 fucking years in order to get into that. That doesn't make you intelligent. That makes you fucking brain dead. If your cells are dying, that means your brain cells are dying. It doesn't mean you're fucking wise. It doesn't mean you're intelligent. Fucking. But they're the ones, see. And then, of course, because they're passive-aggressive, manipulative fags, they'll tell you, oh, that's ageism. But they're the ones enslaving the young like that. They're the ones. No one's enslaving a toddler except for old people. No one's deceiving a toddler except for old people. Other toddlers can't even talk. Fucking toddlers, other children aren't even allowed around each other. Fucking. But, yep. So, there you have it. You're not going to get wiser as you get older unless you're hanging out with the wrong fucking people. You might get lucky and meet one person who wastes time talking about this other trash. But that means you've also met a person who's wasted a lot of their life around that type of trash. And they probably are missing a lot, of talents, abilities, things of value, fun things they could do, and it's definitely not gonna be fun sitting around fucking having to learn about the 20 things you gotta learn to become wise and shit. Which they'll never, they got all that stoic stuff and useless garbage where they just say, be positive, man, think pink. Obviously, I've not seen a video out there discussing these 7 to 20 things that you will actually learn and consider yourself wise when you fucking get older and stuff. I know. Outthinking these delusions is kind of like basic, you're born knowing, you're pretty much born knowing that Santa Claus doesn't exist, but leave it up to predators, child predators, to teach you that he does, and that he's gonna dump your ass in some hot fucking coals if you don't fucking obey those people and believe in Santa Claus. Fucking it's exact fucking repeat of another story the delusional people fucking bring forth and stuff. So, yep. And watch out for these predator fucking pale skins in their, from wherever the fuck they're from, with their Bible and shit. I'll tell you that, dude. Because, look how many delusions their people have had to create to enslave people, along with this illusion that old people are doing anything of value on the planet just because they're old. What? You could have skipped the whole video and just listened to the first fucking minute. The fact of the matter is, when you're a kid, they're handing you test scores, and you can read those test scores. And even if you're not, as long as you can read the test scores, as long as you're that smart, they hand them to everyone. They hand the whole fucking, and they tell you where you're at. So you can see where you're at, and you can see where the other kids are at. So if you're not smarter than an 80-year-old, you can see that there's a bunch of people around you who are. Intelligence has nothing to do with fucking age. And this whole wisdom dumbassery is mostly seems to be old people just manipulating people. You gotta realize how manipulative are the motherfuckers on this planet to be going around talking about Santa Claus and Easter bunnies. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about themselves if they wouldn't look like trash and act like trash, would they? They wouldn't be stupid retards who fucking failed kindergarten if they gave a shit about anything or themselves, but they wouldn't be making up these delusions and shit, it's like, you wouldn't do that unless you're a fucking psychopath. So, that's really all you need to learn to be wise, is that everyone around you is a manipulative fucking psychopath, and you know that. You pick up They come to you and they make their threats that their friend's going to torture you if you don't join their cult. You know right away that they're making up a bunch of delusional shit to get you to join their fucking cult. But group pressure, threats, terrorism can play a big factor in not being wise enough to see through fucking old people's delusions. Or any people, because when I was a kid is when I had the most experience with other people and shit, because I was forced around, schools and shit. So, it's not that kids aren't just the same delusional people fucking being predatory. It's that kids are fucking little and they can't do shit about being preyed upon by the same predator twice their fucking size, or at least they don't think they can, because those predators band together with these illusions that you're useless, stupid, and weak if you're young, and you're only strong and intelligent if you're 900 years old and shit, like Professor Joe Bidenstein and shit, fucking the genius of the world, president of the goddamn world. And it looks like Trump's fucking the same fucking retard too. So just, again, prime fucking examples. You got the leader of the fucking world is just morons and shit, fucking. And what's their answer to everything? To go kill people they don't like. They got Mexicans moving in on their drug cartel monopoly in USA and fucking. So they kill them. Fucking. There's fucking nothing mature about that. It's just delusional manipulations. They are the world's biggest drug cartel. He's selling Bibles and shit that tells you slavery and genociding everyone who is not their race is acceptable. It's not fucking. These people will claim going to their fucking Ku Klux Klan rallies is what's going to make you fucking wise and shit. When in fact, that's going to fucking fry your brain. Fucking, that literally like nothing. You should pretty much just fucking avoid people, and especially old people. What the fuck are most of them gonna say and shit? Unless they're talking about, like, I don't know, working on cars or some shit like that. It's like, or, doing something of value. Even then, like, yeah, some of these bitches who be working at places are just fucking bitch ass losers about that shit. You'd be like, you just be like, yeah, well, NVIDIA's recent graphics card is actually worse than the one before. And technical specs and price and everything, yes, like, that's confirmed. Let's, for example, I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be 1 year. Fucking, and so if it were, you can meet one of these NVIDIA employees and then just go ape shit ballistic on you because you just insulted the only thing they've ever had in their life. Now, I don't know if I've ever experienced that with anyone high up, but I experienced that with, like, McDonald's workers. You'd be like, I don't like McDonald's fries anymore. Do you guys change the recipe like 20 years ago? They might stab your ass because they're fucking delusional fucking losers invested in something that fucking creating some fake fantasy world where they own McDonald's and shit like that. There's people fucking creating all sorts of fucking delusions. We got fucking giant bunny shit, dude. Like, it's all over. You telling me these fuckers are wise, intelligent? Dogs and gerbils don't create delusions like that. They're not even that psycho and shit. And there's purpose to creating those delusions. Threats are definitely involved in that and shit. And of course, racial supremacist organizations are the reason for the season. And those are also terror organizations as well. Fucking, and the people who brought the world the joy of pedophilia and child mutilation and child dick licking. Yeah, so, but those are the greatest people on the planet because they've killed everyone and colonized everyone who's not them. So, and they're the old people too, so we shouldn't talk bad about them because they're so smart. And I don't know what I'm talking about because they're smarter than me, because they're older than me. Fucking. Yet most of these things were facts I knew when I was fucking 2 days old. The only facts I didn't know is just how manipulative these fucks were. I had to test them continually and shit. Fucking, I had to make sure I caught them all fucking in the act of lying. You know, and to prove, like, yeah, they're lying again. That's all maturing is realizing that Santa Claus ain't coming. But there are a bunch of psychopaths on this planet who will fucking kick your fucking head in if you don't say he is. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of here related to all this. Now, it might be rape that comes your way instead of your head getting kicked in. It might be exile. You might not get to hang out with the stupid retards. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't get to hang out with the fucking child rapist. Oh, you know what that means? That means I won't be able to rape children. Oh my, I know fucking, a lot of people I know are probably like fucking, like pissing their pants right now because like I'm probably creating like the illusion in their head of a fictional story where someone doesn't get to rape children and they're probably thinking of all the good times they had. Fucking, the story of Tomahawk and Thursday, dude. Imagine if I would have actually, I didn't even mean to link those together. See, I'm not trying to fucking actually tell the story of just one person because I know lots of people and shit, fucking, and lots of them act the same fucking way. In fact, on my end, I'm the man. So this has only happened like with women doing it to me generally. I've never done that purposely unless I didn't consider myself in a relationship with someone. And I told them that and notified them of that. Fucking, we can hang out all you want, but they can still go psycho too, can't they? Fucking, and be possessive when they know I'm finding someone better than them and shit. Fucking, because they know their time was already up when I said their time was up. Fucking. But psycho is psycho does, and it comes in different sexes. And hell, that cult shit, and most of the child raising, most of the child mental abuse is being done by that sex, because a lot of times the men aren't even fucking around. You almost can't blame them if they're going to be that psycho. Fucking, you know, if they're going to create all these other delusions in their head. I wouldn't hang out with a female who fucking did any of these things, created fake delusional lands, and fucking cult members, and fucking pedophile lovers, shit like, bro, you literally are a pedophile if you want to bring a pedophile fucking cult member into a child's life. Like, let's have a child with a pedophile. Wow, where's that going to lead? I don't know. I failed fucking kindergarten. I couldn't guess where that's going to lead. Fuck, dude. Oh, that's not cool. I never even put that shit together. Well, it is time to end this video before I fucking... Damn, dude. Ah. Oh, man. I sure hope those people weren't being honest. Fucking... Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, so... That's, I'm not gonna be overly... I don't want to fucking accidentally invent some scenarios that are probably actually fucking happening anymore. So that's the lesson anyways, is yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The lesson, I guess, ends in Tomahawk might not just fucking Tomahawk or Thursday might not just drug or abuse their child, fucking, punch it. They might rape it too, considering how obsessed with having people around the fuck they are and shit. Fucking, apparently that's a big thing. And you're gonna get older and get wiser and learn that happens, right? You're gonna learn that happens because... Yeah, you're gonna only learn that when you get older, because when you're younger, the people doing it to you don't want you to know, don't want you to talk about it and say it's happening and shit, right? So, first of all, it's illegal to be fucking having sex with children. And second of all, it's something we don't talk about, fucking, isn't it? So, yeah. See, these are the things people consider. Old people are grasping at straws to have something to offer. They don't have to have anything of value. They don't have to. I meet people who fucking, can talk to me about, they teach fucking electricians, or they teach carpentry, or, something like that. They went to school for geology, they studied rocks, they went to school for physics, whatever, tons of stuff. You're going to have people like that, but you can also have kids who know even more than that. So being old doesn't make you that way. And in fact, I think the percentages say the majority of people don't do any of that stuff. So it just happens to be that gets sent into my life. So, no. The bottom line is the word old is old people creating a delusional bubble again. They're trying to set you up. They're like, I was wise. I know something. So do everything I say. Get in the van with me, little girl. I know what I'm talking about. Get in the van. That's what it's leading to with 1 in 7 of them at least. You guys, I'm sure I'm not the only one who remembers adults looking at me with them goo goo gaga eyes when I'm a kid and shit. Fucking, I'm sure as they were doing that to me, they were doing that to other people too. Fucking, so that's going to be 1 in 7. Their reason why they need you to trust them, that they know what they're doing, and they're smarter and better than you. Fucking, that's going to be one reason. The other reason is going to be to get their fucking dishes clean, to get their vacuum ran. The other reason is going to be to have someone go work at McDonald's for them. I can't think of any good reason we would support the creation of delusions to fucking destroy a child's mind. I can't think of a positive reason we would do that. We can say we're doing it for a positive reason, but we can generally link most of their actions to ill will. starting with the fact we gotta create delusions in the first place, and not just ask for what we're after. You know, you can't just be like, "Hey, little baby, you want to have some sexy? You want me to suck you off?" I don't think that works like that. I don't even know if babies know how to speak. You know, until they're like 2 or something. How are they gonna say yes? Fucking. So you probably have to create some delusional world where, you know, for that to happen. Hey, baby, you want me to mutilate your genitals? Yeah? Oh, yes, baby. So cute. So sexy. Fucking, I don't see anyone wising up to that shit, dude. Fucking, oh, I see when the homos doing it to guys, want the people who throw homos off buildings and do it to girls, when they want them bombed to steal their land, I seen they use that as propaganda for why you should bomb them. And the homos over here are real obsessed with females because you can't have more baby dicks if you don't have females to have fucking babies with. So they're like, you know, and then they're like worship women, like give them their children and leave them with them. Like, this is the smartest thing I could do. All right. Teach them all about Santa Claus. Make sure you teach them about Santa Claus. All them other intelligent old people things and wise people things. Fucking, yeah. I don't think there's much going on in this world that wisdom needs to exist for, you know, because that word generally applies to that. Because I don't see them out thinking the things that are like fucking like Bigfoot and shit. Even I don't see how you could have any sort of intelligence. Fucking if you can't do that, fucking. But they're the ones creating it. So I would assume everything you don't know, your parents should have taught you about life. They should have warned you that these other people are out there. And if they didn't, it's a huge chance it's because they are those people. So that's the only thing I can think of why these things would exist. It's so stupid. Fucking to have to waste time explaining that a 4-year-old, yeah, that we have fucking it on paper. There are fucking people who pass college by the time they're 12 and stuff. And then we have people who are never going to be able to pass kindergarten, let alone high school or college. Fucking, so they could be 80 and not pass kindergarten, and they're not going to have anything of value to offer a child, except for maybe, did you know Santa Claus isn't real? We just keep telling you he is. Did you know that? Did you know that we just tell you we're smart and we're not really smart? I don't think they ever say that. I think it's part of their ageism, as they're calling it and stuff. They get all defensive and stuff when they get called out for their fucking, you know, pedophile or whatever else they're doing and shit. Obviously, dude, they sent like replicas of motherfuckers I've been talking about and shit, or was it the originals and stuff to try to fucking subvert my mind? Like, how does that happen? How do you losers do that shit? You guys need to be put on a fucking rack and fucking some sentences, some sentences, yeah, extracted from you on what's going on and shit. Like you guys done and shit. Whatever this species here, non-living motherfuckers. See how many wise people have taught. How many people have grown up and become smart enough to realize that there's non-existent bot motherfuckers on this planet or some sort of devil alien race and shit. Fucking never heard that talked about by anyone who had any fucking brains and shit. And in fact, the only people talking about that are the worst of the worst. Generally, fucking enslaver terrorist fucking members and shit. No matter whichever their favorite enslaver terrorist cult they fucking belong to. We should really figure that out. Why? That'd be real intelligence there. That college nerd shit. That's for babies and stuff. Books are for babies. Fucking. That's some shit I gotta run out as a kid. Fucking. It's real intelligence is something apparently no one's talking about. Is what's actually going on in this world. So I don't see any of those wise people talking about any of that. Do you? Because I don't.